We
We're
are live.
Oh no! Hello. Go ahead.
Welcome. Oh, you just ruined it.
Sorry.
You just ruined it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Model Citizen Show with one of your co-hosts, Michael Ruiz. As always, we got the beautiful and handsome Mario Rivera.
Oh, I didn't think it was gonna be me.
I love how giddy you just got.
Oh.
And we have your favorite Klansman.
Jeez. I'm gonna get fired over this. I'm not gonna get fired.
Max Roberts.
I am not a Klansman. Not even close. I've never been to a Klan meeting. I've never even seen a Klan.
You are a Grand Wizard, right? You are still a Grand Wizard.
I'm not a Grand Wizard.
You go by Max the White, don't you?
It's a Lord of the Rings reference, for the love of God.
And last but certainly not least, the guy who gives me a Woody, Logan Moore.
There's a snake in my boot.
Oh my God!
Somebody's poisoned the water hole.
Hey, you're not wearing the outfit. You can't say that.
Yeah, that's true. You could say white pride worldwide, and that's
sky.
I have domain to those quotes
Okay.
when in the costume.
So clearly, Logan has taken some Molly.
yeah.
Why are you dressed up?
For those audio listeners, Logan is dressed up as Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah,
I am.
really nice. Except the hat's a little wrong, but you know what?
This is an Indiana Jones.
I was gonna.
fedora.
Yeah, it's gonna be an indie hat.
It's the best I could do.
I'm also more of a Buzz Lightyear guy, to be honest.
Woody's the bee's knees.
Buzz
I think I
Lightyear's the best.
think I like Buzz a little bit more too.
Buzz is the goat. Speaking of goats, remember to check out the website www.modelcitizensmedia.com for more content like this. You go listen to Beneath the Pixel, which which Max just recorded an episode just right before this, and it will be live soon at one point within the next 4 weeks or something.
Jeez, no, it'll be live in like 2 days.
It'll be live in the next 4 weeks, and yeah, you can check that out. You can also check out Millennial Gaming Speak. I think the last episode was with me and Logan.
It was.
Heyo.
It was.
Heyo, it was a good one. I mean, if Millennial Gaming Speak was a wrestling podcast, it would have been a pretty good one. And then also Reeling in the Years, which Logan and I also just recorded one.
Next week.
Next week. Next week.
You did?
Yeah, it'll be
No way.
It'll be on the year 2000.
You talked about Missy Elliott a lot.
I traveled to
No.
the year
You talked about BGK a lot.
It did get a little sad at the end.
Oh.
Just changed, but
It did get real sad at the end. Anyway, so yeah, check that out. And yeah, Max, you mentioned that you wanted to talk about something, and you've been holding it in. Now, are you finally going to admit to your hatred, to your prejudice, to your discriminatory behavior, or?
No.
Okay.
Because I'm not. I don't have any of that.
Okay. That's what
I've
they all
had
say.
this idea for a topic for like 3 weeks now, and it just kind of hasn't happened because we read a script, and then last week was about sitcoms. But Logan's outfit does go perfectly with this. But about 3 weeks ago, I saw Cars 3.
Boo.
Oh God.
Cars 3, which was actually a very good movie.
Sure.
Do you like
Would
Cars
you
1?
say it's the best Pixar movie?
No. I do like Cars 2. Cars 1 is...
What?
Would you
Cars
say Cars
2
2 is one of the
considered
best?
a terrible movie?
Cars 2 is good.
No, it's
Cars 2's
not.
fine. Yeah,
I've
it is.
seen them. I've seen them. Cars
They're
1's way better than Cars 2.
I love Cars 2.
Dude, okay. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time?
Just in general. What's your favorite?
Return of the King.
Well, okay. See, now I know where your movie tastes are, and you're totally wrong. So, anyway,
my
Cars 2's
topic
horrible.
is Pixar's made a lot of movies.
Oh,
Logan likes to make out during them with people.
That's true.
He's
That
told
is
me
true.
this.
hey, man.
But I
can dig it,
thought we could, on the spot, make up a ranking of Pixar movies. The best
All right.
Pixar movies. We have to agree on the rank of them and do this together. And
Okay,
to
let me-
refresh
I
all
need
of
to-
your memories,
I need to pull up a list.
I've got it right here. I'm going to read it out to you in the order
Yep,
they were released.
I have auditory learning disorder, so
I'm going to
can
start
look
right
at it.
now, and you all need to agree to this and nod your heads in agreement and say yes. Number 1 is Toy Story. Number 2 is The Incredibles. Let's agree to this.
No.
Number 2 being The Incredibles, I can agree with.
I agree with that.
All right,
can't
wait,
agree with
hold
that.
on. Let's hear what the movies are. We've got Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, Brave, Monsters University, Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory, and Cars 3.
Okay, so the last 3 I haven't seen though.
I haven't seen like 5 of them. I haven't seen.
I've seen them all.
I haven't seen Finding Dory, Brave, all of Up. I've seen like 3/4 of Up.
You saw the best part of Up, and that was it.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't see The Last Dinosaur or The Good Dinosaur, or whatever. I didn't see that. I haven't seen like a Pixar movie in like 5 years. We'll just keep it simple.
That's fine. Well, we can work with that. We can make it all work.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that none of the ones within the last 5 years are gonna be in the top 5 anyway.
So we can. Here's the thing. We can all agree. Cars 2's the worst one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of all, well, no, you guys haven't seen The Good Dinosaur, and that's really bad.
Is it
really bad?
The Good Dinosaur and Brave, I think, fall in the same boat.
Dude,
they are visually good.
I like Brave.
Visually,
narratively,
Good Dinosaur is probably one
Okay.
of the prettiest movies they've done, but I just don't care about what's happening on that screen.
yeah.
All right, let's do something. Let's do this. This is easy. This will be easier than us fighting for supremacy over certain movies. Let's scratch off the ones that we know do not belong. So, can we agree that the entire Cars trilogy is out the door?
Yes.
Yes.
I would defend Cars 3, but since none of you have seen it, we can chuck all of Cars out.
No, you know what? Like, I heard that Cars 3 was actually like a really good movie.
Cars 3 was like it was solid.
Yeah,
But
I've heard
compared to
that.
the rest of the Pantheon, still.
That's my thing.
You can
Like,
cast it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to everything else, I would feel fine throwing them out.
Yeah.
I am with Logan that like Toy Story is probably up there in the top.
Toy Story definitely is on top.
Now, when we're saying Toy Story, we're
top.
saying Toy Story 1, clearly.
Yeah. I think if it's less than number 3, you're wrong.
I can maybe agree to that.
I think if it's not in the top 3, I think we need to have a discussion.
So this is what I'm thinking. Right?
It might be in the top 5.
For me,
I honestly think 3 is better.
I'm just gonna say this.
No,
I'm just gonna say this, like just off the cuff. Like my top 3 are Monsters Inc., Incredibles, and Toy Story.
Okay.
So, like for me, Monsters Inc. would be number 1.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So,
okay.
I think my dark horse in this is honestly Ratatouille.
Yeah, Ratatouille is awesome.
I like that movie a lot, and
that's my number 5. So,
I saw that movie in home economics class in high school.
Heck yeah, you did.
I don't know why we're watching this, but it's a pretty good movie. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, Ratatouille is awesome.
So let's kind of stick with the theme of what we would put toward the bottom. Let's put Cars 1 and 2. They're at the bottom.
Let's put Cars 2 at the bottom.
All right,
that's fine.
2 at the bottom.
We're not listing them, so let's just check out anything that we know is not.
I
top.
also know that A Bug's Life should be somewhere in the bottom as well.
No,
dude, it does not age.
Who ordered the poo poo bladder?
I mean, you know what? Like, I have some nostalgia for that movie, and like on a
all right, it's in the
list,
teens. It's in the teens for sure.
But like, it's not a top. It's not a top movie.
It's not a top.
All right. Let's say Cars all gone and Good Dinosaur because nobody.
Again, like I've
and
heard,
Brave we can wipe out too because I haven't seen it.
If we're talking about like if we're gonna go with like top 10 for right now, like
I thought we were doing top 5.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Never mind.
No,
Let's
I'm
just
saying,
check out anything that we agree is not top
exactly.
5.
Exactly. Agree.
I got a question for you, Max. Because you're like the only one who's seen all of them, and you've seen Cars 3. Do you think Cars 3 could be a top 5 movie?
Top 5, you said.
Yeah.
No, not compared to what we've got.
Okay.
You know why I don't like Cars? Because I do not identify with race cars.
I mean, but you identify with a rat or a robot.
I mean,
or a fish.
There's at least like human characters in that movie or something like that. Like I identify with a former champion car who tries to find former glory again, or whatever the heck Cars 3 is about, or Cars 1 is about that too. And what the heck? I don't know what the heck Cars 2 is about.
Cars 2 is a Steve Spy movie.
Yeah, it sounds so dumb, dude.
It's awesome.
It's not good, dude. It's not good.
Yeah. All right,
let's stop talking about goddamn Cars. Cars is gone. Cars is gone. Right. Good Dinosaur, gone.
All right, let's also
Bug's Life. Let's talk about A Bug's Life.
Hold on, is this a favorites list or is this like
the best? Like the best.
I honestly think A Bug's Life is gone then.
All right, A Bug's Life.
See, this sucks because if we're doing best, then I'm sorry, but Finding Nemo's gonna have to be near the top because it's juggernaut.
I don't have an affinity for it. That's
the thing. I don't have an affinity for it either. But being objective here, if we're going to talk about best, that has to be near the top.
I would be fine if it got the 5 spot.
But let's focus on what else we're kicking.
Right.
Brave.
Brave, kick it out.
I guess Brave could go out. It's on a personal
Inside
list
Out.
Maybe.
Have you guys watched Inside Out?
I love Inside Out.
Inside Out is really fantastic.
It's incredible.
But is it The Incredibles?
I would honestly put Incredibles up in top 3.
I would put Incredibles potentially number 1.
All right.
Okay.
Everyone stats on Ratatouille then. I don't care for it.
Really?
I don't care for it.
It's a movie about eating food.
Can we all?
I love food.
I would be fine with putting Finding Nemo at 6 and Ratatouille at 5.
See, if we're doing best.
No, best. Fuck best. This is an opinion piece. We're gonna pick the ones that we want.
Okay. All right.
I think that's better for the purpose of this podcast because then we get into this whole like weird gray area where it's like, well, how did the movie do at the box office, and how important is this film for Pixar?
This is the Model Citizens top 15.
All right. So
Pixar movies.
All right. So Cars 2, the bottom. Cars 1, 17.
No. Cars 1.
Are we doing all 18?
Yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well. It's gonna be great.
Dear God.
I want to put Cars 1. Honestly, I would put Cars 1 in front of, I guess, The Good Dinosaur. I'd put it in front of Monsters University.
Okay, I can.
I don't think Monsters University is really that great of a movie. I think it just scratches the itch of like a Monsters Inc. movie.
Agreed. And then in that same vein, can we throw Finding Dory in that same area?
I've never seen Finding Dory. I don't know anything.
It does the same thing that I feel like Monster Inc. does, where it just scratches an itch, but doesn't necessarily propel to be as great as say.
Okay.
Everyone loves Finding Normal.
Very, very important question.
That
we should probably touch on. Are the shorts included?
No way.
Then we need to have some discussion.
That's a whole
short with the old man playing
Logan
too.
Logan, I love it. I love you. But I don't love that concept. We have to throw all of them out. They're great, but they can't be part of this.
Bro,
dude, the I Lava one is really good, dude.
Abby loves that one.
What's the one that they had with the
Paper Man?
I think it was like, it's the one with like the paper airplane or something.
I think paper.
That wasn't Pixar though.
Was it not?
That was Disney. Yeah, that was just Disney.
What movie was that under?
I believe Tangled.
I did not know because I never saw Tangled, so
it might have been Frozen.
It was possible.
That's possible, dude.
You're all wrong. The old man playing chess before Bug's Life is the best.
I mean, Logan's not wrong.
That's not wrong there. One. Like hands down, nothing beats that. Like if we were to include the shorts, I would make a case for that being top above even the movies.
That is the paper one is called Paper Man, and it was made by Walt Disney Animation, and it came out in 2012.
Okay.
It was before. So what was in 2012?
Wasn't that Frozen?
Oh shoot! Isn't that dude who plays chess the eye doctor in Toy Story 2? Or
the
toy doctor? Not eye doctor.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, dude,
that might be. Cinematic universe confirmed.
Okay, so where's Wall-E?
I love Wall-E.
Wally's
in my top 5.
I don't give 2 craps about Wall-E.
I could give 2 shits about Wall-E.
I don't give a shit about.
I would put Wall-E mid-tier.
Oh,
I would put Wall-E mid-tier.
To me,
I love Wall-E.
Wally's right next to Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I feel like
Days of Summer.
I feel like it's. I feel like it's easier to do a top 5 right now because we know the movies that we love, right?
That's what I was saying.
How many of the top 5 are Toy Story movies?
Dude, I mean,
2 of them.
I think we got to kill Toy Story right now. I mean, out of the 3.
So Toy Story 2 is gone. Like that's out.
That's out.
Yeah,
It is.
I like Toy Story 2, but it's gone.
Even though
It's
there's that
definitely-
beautiful Sarah McLachlan song in the middle. I don't know.
No, what? Oh yeah, there is.
And I also like
As an angel. Oh, different song.
I am gung ho about Monsters Inc. being number 1.
Hold on. I think if
No,
we're going to
thank
talk about Toy Story, if we're talking about
that
Toy
thing
Story,
back where it came from, Michael.
What?
I said, put that thing back where it came from. Put that idea back where it came from.
Why?
hold
Where
on.
is Monsters Inc. not even like a like top 5 for you?
It might be.
It might be, but I have to look at what it looks like, man. I got to
See,
know
this
what
is
it
what I'm
looks
saying.
like.
We need to stop with the top 18 and go back to the top 5. I don't know why we decided on top.
No,
5.
I think I think the good idea was killing things off. Just killing.
That's
them
a good
off.
idea too. All right,
Yes.
so we've killed Cars, we've killed Brave.
From a top 5 perspective, like I think Inside Out should be there.
Really? Okay.
Maybe. I think it's a
maybe.
contender.
Okay, keep it in the contender. All right. How about this? Everyone who votes Wall-E, say aye. Do you want it? Okay. All right then. It's gone.
Silence.
Actually,
It's
hold
gone.
on, Mario. That's not a bad
Hold on.
idea. We just go down the list and say
Okay.
which one should
Hold on.
belong in the top 5, and then we'll organize it.
All right,
And
can we establish some locks real quick? The Incredibles is a lock.
Oh,
Incredibles
Incredibles
is-
is absolutely a lock.
All right,
Okay, so-
put that
okay.
somewhere.
Top
That is
lock
among the
5.
5.
Lock that shit in your inventory so you don't accidentally delete it. All right.
Incredibles. Is Toy Story 1 a lock?
Toy Story 1 is a lock. If
I
you
don't know about that. I
think
can't.
your high is a kite.
I think that's the thing. Like, I think Toy Story 1 is a lock. I think Toy Story 1's better than Toy
I
Story
think
3.
Toy Story 1. I don't know if you guys are forgetting some of the sequences in that movie, like
No,
Pizza Planet and the ride to Pizza
Yes,
Planet.
I love
Yes.
Toy Story 1, but I think if I had to pick
Guess
in
who's
that
a
trilogy,
screenwriter? Guess who's a screenwriter? Joss Whedon. All right, he's the first.
I know. It's
All right.
everything is pointing that I want that one, but in terms of story, three is the one because
Dude,
I hate the story where everyone's always antagonizing each other, and that's
Toy Story is just such an important movie, though. It's just so important.
Don't do the important thing, because remember, we're doing this opinion based.
Toy Story's
not-
moments are way better than Toy Story 3's are.
Oh, I highly disagree about
I
that.
completely disagree. I completely
No.
disagree with you.
Toy
I'm
Story-
talking from a comedy perspective, though, and from
I'm also from like
perspective. Like, if you want to talk about sadness and eliciting emotions from you, sure, Toy Story 3. But if you want to talk about like
In
legit,
that
like
case,
funny banter, like
I mean, if that's the case, then Monster Inc. would be better than I think Monster Inc. is
I
better.
could yeah, okay.
See what I'm
agree.
saying? So that's
I totally agree. So,
All right.
All right, let's
So
Toy Story.
listen.
All right, so let's have 3 categories: locks, discard pile, and then the middle tier where we're still
all
trying.
right.
All right. So we have Toy Story as a lock.
All right. So we
have
all say
The
Toy Story
Incredible
1
as
okay.
a lock. Yes.
Okay, those
Toy
2.
Story
We have those
and
two.
Incredible.
What
Okay.
about? So I'm just Bug's Life. We're just gonna go down the list in order.
That's gone. That's out.
Bug's Life is
Bug's Life
discarded.
is gone.
We can toss it.
Toy Story 2.
We can
Toss
toss
it.
it.
Toss it.
Toss it or mid tier?
Toss,
Toss
it.
it.
Toss
Toss
it.
it.
All right. Toy Story 2.
Great
Monsters
beginning
Inc.
of the movie.
Monsters Inc.
Keep it.
I want to keep it in
Put-
as a contender because
All right.
I'm
Put
going
it
to
in that
fight
middle
for it.
pile if
It's
you want.
again, it's my personal top 5. So
Okay.
I want to
Keep it.
fight for it.
All right. Keep
All
it.
right. So we're gonna keep it, or
Okay.
like mid tier.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo.
I could
Mid-tier.
throw it away. I
Yeah,
could
if
throw it
we're,
away.
doing, if we're doing favorite, dude, like throw that thing into the,
So
the
here's
dark
the thing.
bank wells.
So here's what I'm thinking. I mean, if we're doing favorite, right? Okay, I'm gonna look at the list again. Let me look at the list real quick. So
I
here's
mean,
the
I love
thing.
A Bug's Life more than Finding Nemo. You know?
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
I love Finding Nemo quite a bit. I
I-
genuinely do love Finding Nemo.
The jokes in Finding Nemo are too stupid for me.
They are pretty
Like
dumb.
that's my problem.
not
Like Like it was funny when I was a kid, but when I rewatch it now, I'm like, that's not funny.
You know what? Yeah.
Now now we're just making fun of the handicaps.
I'm gonna say toss it because I like Brave and I know we're gonna toss it. So
okay.
Because Brave is a personal favorite.
I mean,
I'll say I toss Finding Nemo.
I mean, toss or mid tier.
Throw it in the mid tier for now. Just do that.
Mid for now. All right.
Okay.
I'm writing these down.
All right.
The Incredibles we've already said was a lock.
Yes.
Which, real quick, did you guys hear that Incredibles 2 is just picking up right where the first one left off with the Underminer?
I am fine with that.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
I love it. Hey, wait.
Underminer.
But there was already a video game that filled in those.
I know.
I just want to know, Max, are you keeping track of this?
Yeah, I'm writing these down.
Okay.
I'm writing them down. Okay. Cars was next, which we've already tossed.
Toss.
I think we could put it.
Nah, toss it. It's not going to make our top 5. It's not going to make our top 5.
Oh, okay. We're going.
We have 3 positions left. It's not
toss it. Yeah, toss it. Never mind.
All right. Ratatouille.
I'd say toss.
I lock it.
Put it in mid tier.
All right. So, really? All right. So put it mid tier. 3 mid tier.
Mid tier because there's a couple of ones that I want to fight for.
What we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to fight in the mid tier, and then
the mid tier is gonna duke it out. All right, Wall-E, which I will throw in mid.
I want it.
I'm putting it in mid.
I want to toss it.
I need one more mid. Logan.
Because I have one that I want
you to throw it in mid, but I'm gonna make a strong case against it when
awesome
mid.
All right. Survives one day. Okay.
Up is a lock.
I want it in mid.
Up is a lock
because I want to fight for it. But there are other movies that I think for top 5. I don't know. That's why
looking at what's left in our list. Up is a lock.
I think it's
up 10 minutes in.
Mid.
I want mid. Do mid.
Mid.
I want a mid. There's a couple of movies.
All right.
We need to start Xing these out though.
Yeah. No, I got the paper here.
Okay.
Toy Story 3. I would argue a lock.
I would say
I want to just mid it, dude.
Mid it. All right. Mid's here. Mid's here.
Cars 2 we've tossed.
Throw it out.
I know.
Throw it out. That's our 18. We already have a lock for that one. So.
All right. Brave is next, which I know Michael wants to fight for, so we'll throw it
I'm going to fight for it.
Mid.
I know it's going to get...
It's gonna go down the toilet, bro.
Let's go down the toilet. I just want to fight for it.
Toss.
I do love the music in Brave, and it is beautiful.
I just want to, I want to put it...
We don't have many left, but all right, fine, mid. Put it in mid.
Monsters University, toss it.
Just get rid of it. It's not going to win.
It's not, because I'm going to be the only one fighting for it, so it's fine.
Monsters University, a toss.
I just wanted to talk about Brave real quick. I just wanted to say my piece, and then you could toss it.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to do.
All right. We'll start at the top.
Inside Out?
I want it as a lock, but let's put it because we're gonna have to put it in the mid tier because we're gonna fight for it.
Put it in the mid tier.
It sucks because I haven't seen that one. Out of all the ones that have come out that I have missed, that is the one I have like.
I think that one
it is on Netflix.
Wanted to see.
Next time you bring a girl over and you need a make-out movie, you could put it on Inside Out on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll make sure to do that.
But that movie's about a girl getting her period. Why would you want to watch that movie?
You won't want to watch that with a girl because you just be sobbing the entire time, dude.
Yeah, you'll be a wreck. All right. So
the next 3 are just thrown out.
They are toss. Well, I would put
Finding Dory and then
I'd put Cars mid, but you guys haven't seen it.
Again, like if you want to throw it in mid tier to be like, okay, it's gonna be maybe in like the top 10, then go on ahead and do that.
Yeah, I will.
I just don't know, and I've only heard good things about Cars 3. So.
All right, so we've got our mid tier. Let's start there.
All right, so
read these off.
I'm gonna. Yeah,
we can put 2 together and verse them.
Okay, so
I think a few will stand out.
Okay, so our locks are Toy Story and
Incredibles.
Incredibles, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just go down your list of the movies that we put in mid tier.
Monsters Inc.
Okay, so this is the one that I have to fight for, right?
Hold on.
Okay, well, you want me to read the whole list?
Let's start with your yeah. Read the whole list first.
Actually, you guys have this window open. Let me open the chat. I'll write them in here in the chat for you.
Oh yeah, sick.
All right. So Monsters Inc. These are our mid tiers. That is my keyboard was not on. Monsters Inc. Okay. We have Finding Nemo. We've got Ratatouille. And I actually have to pay attention to how I spell this one.
I mean, we know what it is. You don't have to do spelling.
I mean, in a fatal 3-way, Monsters Inc. wins that one.
Wall-E.
Monsters Inc. still wins. Monsters Inc. still wins.
Toy Story 3.
I would say Monsters Inc. wins on a personal level.
I love Toy Story 3.
I can agree with you.
Brave.
Monsters Inc. wins. I love Brave, but Monsters Inc. wins.
I remember watching Toy Story 3 in an IMAX theater with a bunch of kids, and I said, fuck, when they almost died.
Where did we put Inside Out? Inside Out was the one I missed.
Inside Out's mid-tier.
It's mid-tier.
It's mid-tier.
And that's the one where I'm like, this
All
kind
right.
of tied with Monsters Inc.
Okay, so that gives us...
We have 8 movies. We need to choose 3 of these. So let's keep that in mind.
That's actually not that bad.
That's what that's why I was saying. That's what I was
I say we do it bracket style, like two movies. Which is better?
I say we do
All
it
right,
where
I like
we
that
already.
idea.
I like that idea.
I say we already just cross out the ones though that we know are going to be gone. For instance,
Finding
Michael,
Nemo.
if you want to
This is
give
your Brave moment.
your
this is my
monologue
Brave
for
moment.
Brave,
So
feel
Brave-
free, and then we'll cross it off.
I think Brave has really cool characters. I really enjoyed the protagonist. Yeah, however you say her name. That's a bad thing about it, is her name's really hard to spell or to pronounce. But I just think the story is just like, I just like the story a lot. I just think I haven't seen it in a long time, but from what I remember, I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was different than a lot of the other movies they had. They never really had anything with just humans, really, at all. And it was, I don't know. And I'm really not into fantasy stuff. So
my favorite part
that I was really into
was the music.
I think it has. I mean, it brought like a cool woman role model in a sense, or girl role model, I guess.
It added to the Disney princess pantheon, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I don't think it's something that will probably make it in a top 5. But again, like this is something more like for like a top 10 scenario, like 5 through 10. Like I just think overall, I think it's an interesting story out of a lot of the Pixar movies. I think it's one of the more unique ones out there.
All right, now get it out of here.
And I'll get it out.
All right, so Brave has been tossed, which leaves us with 7.
All right, here's what I want us to do. And I want us to go around, and from these 7, I want us to each list what our top 3 would be right
From the
now.
7?
Oh,
Yes. And
I like the bracket idea.
Wow.
the bracket idea is good, but I think it's going to lead to too much competition, and that'll be a faulty system. I want us to each list the 3 that we would choose as of right now.
Okay.
Are it now?
If there's enough crossover between all of ours, then I think we can then vote. Like if the 4 of us were to all agree on Up, then Up would obviously make.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
Thing.
Okay.
I do want to clarify. We're not putting these 3 in any order, right?
No, we're not
just
doing
the
the order.
3
Just
that you would
picking 3 of these.
The
All right.
3 of these 7 that you would put in our final locks.
Okay.
This
Who's
is
gonna go
hard.
first? Who's gonna go first?
What have I
can
done?
go first.
I can go first.
I
go
can
first.
Yeah, I already know.
I already know too.
Mine too.
All right, so
All right.
let's have Mario go.
Okay. Starting at the top, my boy Wall-E. He stays. He stays, baby. Also, Toy Story 3 also stays. And then Monsters Inc. is part of this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I have to
Yeah.
go Monsters Inc. then.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I have to
My
go.
boy Mario. My boy Mario.
I have to go Monsters
Yes.
Inc. It's so good.
All right, so I wrote it in the chat what Mario's 3 are.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Michael, your
All right.
3 from this pick.
All right, I'm gonna have to go Inside Out. This one's hard because it's fighting between Ratatouille and Up.
Oh my gosh, isn't that just? It's a horrible game.
Monsters Inc. Obviously.
Yeah, I knew that. wasn't-
Oh my god, Ratatouille or Up? Ratatouille. I'm gonna go Ratatouille.
Mm.
Because Up doesn't hold up past the first 10 minutes.
I mean, I really liked it, but yeah, I think the moral of the story I think is really good
Sure.
of Up. So
Up's ending brings a tear to my eye.
yeah, it's really sad.
Like the end of it. when
Yeah.
The house lands right. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, Logan, your
No,
3.
I was talking about how his dad just didn't go take him to get ice cream at the
Oh,
end.
that's true. That's savage.
All right, Woody.
Kid's kind of chubby. He looks like he ate enough ice cream.
Dude, I was a fat Asian kid at this time.
I'm still a fat Asian kid.
All right. I'm gonna have to roll with Ratatouille.
Fuck yeah.
See, it's hard because
Wally, I'm holding out for you, Wally. I'm hoping
it's hard because like I've heard so many good things about Inside Out that I think I would like it, but I have not seen it.
It's tough to vote for something you haven't seen.
Yeah,
True.
because of that, I'm gonna have to roll with Toy Story 3.
Yes.
And Monsters Inc.
Fuck.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Monsters Inc. Dude. Monsters Inc. is an in, dude. Monsters Inc. is an in.
All right.
Oh.
So we have to have a Viking funeral.
All right. Mine for sure lock Toy Story 3.
All right, then Toy Story 3 is in. It looks like
Okay.
the 3 or the 4.
I also I have to put Up in there. I do.
God damn it.
I love Up.
But
Yeah.
you know it's already not an in though. I guess this is your chance to
I just need you to say
so
Wally.
the ones that this is what I'm gonna say. The ones that don't make it, you have one to choose that can be a
But
possible.
are
lock.
you going to put a gun to
wanna
Wally's
say this.
head?
I want to say this, Max. Choose the 3 that you would choose from this list rather than.
Yeah. I'm not trying to stack the list. I'm choosing my 3.
Okay.
And the problem that
I
I'm
know.
struggling with right now, to be honest with you,
Is you're going to murder Wally. And
is
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille or Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. All right, here. Monsters Inc. a lot.
Monsters Inc.
Regardless.
No.
Monsters.
I mean,
Inc.
yeah, it's stacked.
But your
up.
vote does
Monsters
matter.
But I
Inc.
think if I had to pick
Monsters
one,
Inc.
I do think Ratatouille, and we can talk about why when we're pitching in our 5 here.
Well,
but I
then-
think Ratatouille does some beautiful things.
Then that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
If you
Then we
vote
have-
Ratatouille. Then it's Ratatouille, Monsters Inc., and Toy Story 3 are the 3
Yeah.
that we've just chosen from this. Because
Yeah.
Wally only got 1 vote, Inside Out only got 1 vote, and
We have Toy Story 3
Up only
3
got one
times.
vote.
We've got Monsters Inc. 3 times, and we've
Wait.
got
Okay.
Ratatouille 3
times.
times.
And I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna fight the fuck for Inside Out as number 6, dude.
I would
matter. I don't think we're doing that anymore, are we?
hold on. We'll start from 5 and we'll work our way back.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
So
shoot!
now the
I
really
didn't- I
bloody
thought it was-
part, the bloody argumentative part.
Dude, I love this. This is like Giant Bomb Game of the Year shit right now. Damn it.
The really nasty part right now is picking the order of the top 5, and I
Okay,
think
so-
we have to come to a consensus. We
In the
have to
chat-
agree.
Okay, so in the chat, put the 5.
All right,
Okay.
I will put the 5.
I want to establish what we're looking for with these films because all you little sissy girls out there, and look, I cried during Toy Story 3, so do not think for a second that I'm like some cold-hearted jerk.
Said the man in a Woody costume.
Yeah.
In the Woody
I like
costume.
those movies. Those movies mean a lot to me. But I'm not going to put the emotional factor of 3 over some of the other things. Because honestly, I think 3 is the weakest in terms of comedy. I don't like Lotso at all. I don't like some of the new characters they introduced as well. Like as far as things like that goes, I think the supporting cast of characters in Toy Story 2 is far better than the supporting cast of characters in Toy Story 3.
I think they're about the same.
There's an
The thing of
emotional
it
weight
is-
to the end of the movie,
It's,
and then,
yeah,
like
that's
there's
really it.
I feel like
It's
the
like
whole
this-
movie
this-
as a whole. Go ahead. Sorry, God.
I just feel like the third act of it is really good, and then everything before that is just not.
Well,
the
there's
first
stuff.
act is pretty good, like
There's
when
some stuff
Andy's
there,
like
too.
moving out and stuff, like, and they're stuck in the toy box. Like that stuff's good. The middle stuff where they're in the,
The
new
toy store?
daycare- No, when they're in the
They're in the daycare. Yeah.
and like I didn't care for any of that stuff. So for like that, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, not bad at all. I voted for it out of those 3 we just had.
Yeah.
But I think that's like a weak hour of the movie. And then I think the first act is strong and the last act is strong. But because there is such an emotional weight to it, like that's not a super enjoyable movie that I want to go back to all of the time either, where I'm like, hey, I feel like watching Toy Story 3 today because it's like, oh no, I don't feel like crying or something like that.
And I feel like that instead of having, because I think a lot of these movies have like and Pixar is known for it, is like, I think the moral of the story is always like the big thing that Pixar does. Like they always have like a good moral of the story, and I think Toy Story 3 doesn't really have that. It's just more playing on the emotions of knowing the characters.
I will say the themes though,
and closing off that. Saga.
I mean, the theme is that time moves on, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Andy gets older, like.
But even Little Bo Peep is gone. Like that is fucking devastating when you hear about the very, very beginning of that movie. So it sets the tone for what this movie was, especially the furnace scene, obviously.
But again, that's still like just playing on the emotions of the audience. It's not a storytelling thing that's really that crazy or anything like that. Whereas like when you have something like.
Well, in terms of the way that they presented the movie, is that we don't know what happened, honestly, with that. She's just kind of gone.
The other thing I think I'm struggling with it, too, is I'm trying to look at it as its merits. And again, this isn't an objective thing. But for me, when I look at it as just that movie only, if I hadn't seen the previous two, then it would mean nothing to me. So it is very reliant that you have seen the other movies, which is not a bad thing by any means. I think everybody's seen Toy Story 1 and 2 for the most part. But
you can find similar things in other like series or sagas.
You can
look at like episode 6 of Star Wars. Kind of.
Yes, for sure. Yeah,
it doesn't make episode.
You know what? Return of the Jedi is not that good of a movie either. So.
I guess I'm just saying.
I was going to say 7, but 7 can stand by itself.
The difference is that Toy Story is our only sequel out of our 5 that we have here. Yeah. So it's weird. The rest of them are all standalone movies that. I mean, Incredibles is getting a sequel now, and I guess Monsters Inc. kind of has a prequel.
But what you're saying is the Toy Story 3 is the only sequel in the actual list.
Where it's like like even Cars 2 and Cars 3, I'm going to take a wild guess and say you could probably go see those and not have too much knowledge of the previous ones and be fine. Toy Story 3, if you go in and not see the other ones, you are going to be not lost, but it is just not going to mean
it's not going to hit
anything to you. Yeah. And that would be my problem with that one. And I have said all of this because honestly, I think I would put it at my number 5 personally. It's not to say it's a bad movie, but it's just for all of those factors, I would put it 5th.
Yeah. And it's not even. It wouldn't even be in my top 5. So,
okay.
My thing with Toy Story 3 is the biggest factor is it's the characters I've grown up which is a kind of to Logan's point, which is it's reliant on that. But as a movie, I think it does some beautiful things about sticking together through the hard times, whether that's being put in Andy's attic or being in a dumpster fire. And moving on, and it's kind of weird. Pixar's movies have and they probably intend half of this anyway, have lined up with key moments in my life. Like Monsters University, I enjoy that movie quite a bit just because when I watched it, that was when I was trying to figure out where I was going necessarily in college and what I wanted to do, which is exactly what Mike is going through. Like I want to be a scarer, but I can't be. And so I have emotional weight with that. I know it's not the best movie, which is why I didn't even try to fight for it. But I like that. And I think Toy Story 3 hits kind of there too, because I've moved around a lot. And I guess a lot of my emotions are tied into this movie and just letting things go and building bonds with people. I'm a really bad friend at staying in touch with people after I move and passing things on and letting things go. And so my emotions are very tangled up into Toy Story. But as a movie, I think it's gorgeous. I think its story is quite sound as far as the characters and what they go through and coming together. And it's Woody is like, oh, look, this is all great, but I have to save my friends. And the friends think that the daycare is going to be great. They leave Woody because they think it's better. And then when they do come together, not in the dumpster fire, but at the end, when Andy opens the box and Woody's in there and decides to give him away, I think that's a big moment. Because Woody also is leaving Andy, because Woody climbed in the box knowing to be with Bonnie would be better. It would bring joy to someone else. And I think that movie is just beautiful. And then Toy Story, which we'll talk about, I'm sure we'll talk about Toy Story in a minute. That's why I love Toy Story 3.
And that's, to me, the emotional weight of that movie is why I think it's better than 1.
I still think this is the thing I guess I can broadly ask all of you guys. How much of the comedic element do you put on Pixar movies because
not
as we look at I think that's a recent thing though. As we look at the sliding scale of how Pixar movies have grown over the last 15, 20 years, I think the very early ones were very much like comedy is a staple of these movies. Like they're funny, they're quirky, they've got good written scripts, good dialogue between the characters, stuff like that. Toy Story 3 changed everything. When it was
it really changed with Ratatouille. If you look at the timeline when these came out, Ratatouille kind of is really the changing point. Wally is more physical slapstick humor because he's a robot and can't talk, and then Up comes into the picture.
But even Ratatouille, I would argue, in its broadest sense, is a rat pulling a dude's hair to make food. It is a funny concept for a movie, whereas everything else that has come since Toy Story 3 has been a little bit more serious in tone.
Ranging from Wally or Up, because Wally and Up came before Toy Story 3. And
then those two. Yeah, I forgot.
I can say really quick that in terms of, I understand what you're saying, but those are never, comedy was never the thing that always drew me to Pixar movies, though.
Yeah, it wasn't
like I was comedy. I could probably watch DreamWorks or something, you know.
Yeah, I agree, and that's not the number one pillar of what makes a good Pixar movie to me either. So I don't want to say that. But I think that is an important pillar, and I just didn't feel like, I don't know. Like I said, Toy Story 3 is not a fun movie.
I agree. I can agree with that 100%. It's not a fun movie.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's the how creative they get with the story. Like, for example, like, I know this isn't one of the top 5, but like Inside Out, like having each emotion be a character inside your head, and then how is it? It's like your interests are like different lands in your head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that is very creative and very a cool way to represent like how the mind works. And I think that's what I think of Pixar movies. Like you said, like there's the rat like controlling a dude to make food. Like it's not only comedic. It's like super weird and creative. It's super weird.
Yeah.
Like Toy Story, like the first one. Toy Story 3. It's a bunch of toys like coming to life or something like that.
The idea of like monsters coming together and like their number one
that's how they get energy
is like
it's scaring. It gives the reason for like scaring people. Like that's their resource for living. So
they're
like
afraid of them, which is funny.
Yeah.
Like that's
so
awesome.
like that like those concepts, like that creative concept of like how they come up with the worlds and like the reasons for the stories and the reasons for why the characters are doing things. Those are the reasons why I like Pixar movies a lot.
Yeah.
So, and that's why, like for me, that's why Toy Story 3 would be, in my opinion, like number 5. It's because it's not necessarily about that. It's more about like the emotions of like each character and stuff like that.
All right.
I think it is pretty creative that a daycare is basically a communist society.
Yeah. You would like that, Max.
I'm willing to concede that Toy Story 3 can be number 5.
I would argue to bump it up just a little more.
Let's come back to it. It's still where I would put it at 5 personally, and Michael has already stated that he would put it less than that.
And Mike, so I'll keep it at 5 then.
What did I say? I'm sorry. Yeah, Michael said he'd put it at less than 5.
I
let's I don't know. Do we want to hash out? Is there?
You guys figure out Ratatouille because I don't.
Is there any that seem to rise to the top more than the others? Because I would say The Incredibles has to be like top 2.
See, so my favorite 2 are Monsters Inc. and The Incredibles. So
let's just get this.
I say get Ratatouille out of the way because I don't care.
The Incredibles is number 1.
Incredibles is number 1.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this.
So
based off for me,
it's so hard.
Based off of what we've discussed with 3 already. I can
not
tell,
saying
listen.
It is your favorite. I'm sorry, but just as a consensus for
we're making that was the whole point, is we come together to make this list. That was kind of the catch, because if we were making our own list, this would have been a 20-minute podcast. Based off our discussion of Toy Story 3, I know it's not going to be number 1 where I would put it. Looking at the list and kind of gauging where we are, I would be okay with The Incredibles at number 1, because I think The Incredibles has the humor that Logan kind of was talking about earlier. I think it has that world building that Michael was talking about, because this was kind of before superhero movies were their big trend, and it was a family of superheroes, which still really hasn't been done.
And it's got a funny concept behind it where there's a
And
fat
I will
old retired.
And I will say,
glory
it
days.
is the darkest Pixar movie.
There's times where that movie's pretty freaking dark. Yeah.
Syndrome.
One of the darkest movies I've ever seen.
Tries to kidnap the kids. I would be okay putting it up there because I think another part is Incredibles is timeless. The Incredibles has heart. I still remember that beginning.
That's how I personally feel about Monsters Inc. Like,
See, I know you're going to put Monsters Inc. ahead.
I think Monsters Inc. has a fantastic story. I think it has a fantastic moral. I think it has awesome humor in it. I think it's freaking hilarious.
Billy Crystal's great.
Yeah. Real talk. Like, you know what I hate about Monsters Inc.? Boo. I don't like.
Dude, it's got that cute factor, dude. That's awesome. It's great.
It's Baby Groot before Baby Groot.
Yeah, great.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just like such a.
But even that, it's just like, I mean, it's just part of the story, dude.
Yeah, as the MacGuffin of the story, I think it fits. Like, okay, as the most creative between Incredibles and Monsters Inc., Incredibles is just the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Monsters Inc.'s more creative. I'll give you that.
It's like.
However,
I mean, and that's where I'm at. Like, I just think the concept of Monsters Inc. I mean, I love The Incredibles. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying that's like that's my number 2. Like, that's where I'm at with Incredibles. Like, it is. I love Incredibles. Like, I'm not saying that I don't. It's just Monsters Inc. I think just creatively it's a much better story and a much better concept.
So to the other panelists or the other members of this podcast, would you even entertain the idea of putting Monsters Inc. at number 1? Because if not, we can probably slot The Incredibles there.
I don't know. There are other movies on this list I would put ahead of Monsters Inc.
I don't think I would.
But we're not talking about
Monsters Inc. is great, and I agree with you for everything you're saying. But I would put other movies.
But at that point, like, in some ways, if it's not Monsters Inc., like, I mean, I'm fine with Incredibles being number 1.
Can we?
If it's going to be Incredibles, I'm fine with it being number 1. That's my number 2.
Incredibles. I think we should just do that. Like, it seems like that's where we are. We're just hesitant to slot anything anywhere.
I that's why I'm like, Ratatouille 4, right? Ratatouille's 4.
I could be fine with that.
Ratatouille is 4
because it's definitely not better than Toy Story, Monsters Inc. or The Incredibles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I mean,
we have 5. We have 4.
Against you guys, I wouldn't be able to push Ratatouille.
No one's talking about Toy Story 1 now.
Toy Story 1.
So that's the thing. Is like,
thank you, Woody.
I fought for that at the top of the show, and I would put in Toy Story 1 as my number 1.
That's personally. What I was saying. Is that I was going to say that, like, if I would also put Toy Story as the number 1, and it's not even because it's my favorite. I just think, and again, I know we said we're doing it as like our favorites, but I'm saying that like it did a lot.
But that's why I can't say Incredibles is number 1. I can't say Incredibles is number 1 because Toy Story still exists.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can. The only reason I didn't push for Toy Story is because I thought I was getting some fighting back.
No,
Toy Story needs to be number 1.
It's when we put Toy Story 3 under 5. I'm like, well, fuck. I guess Toy Story 1.
I mean, because if we're gonna make this list and it's gonna all be together, I mean, I think the list is Toy Story, Incredibles, Monsters Inc., Ratatouille, Toy Story 3.
I think that's it.
Incredibles ahead of Toy Story.
Then Matt. All right. Let's do this because it's going to be 1, 2 Incredibles and Toy Story at this point. I think that's what it sounds like. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. For each of us to do a 1 and 2, we'll go around. I will begin. Number 1 is Toy Story. Number 2 is Incredibles.
I would do Incredibles and Toy Story.
Michael?
I would do Toy Story and then Incredibles.
I would do Toy Story and Incredibles.
Toy Story is our number 1.
and I guess Incredibles number 2.
Now,
Monsters Inc. should be.
I would. I mean,
Wally, I miss
you. I know this hurts, Michael, and I know no one else is going to agree with me, but I would put Monsters Inc. at 5 or 4.
I would not.
I know you wouldn't.
Monsters Inc. has to be a number 3. If it's not number 2, it has to be number 3.
I can agree with that because
I think Ratatouille is better than Monsters Inc.
I totally disagree. And in some ways, like, I know I voted for it, but like, I think Inside Out should be here instead of Ratatouille. So
I think Ratatouille
Agreed.
has incredible heart in it of following your dream, but also I think it does some things visually.
And in some ways, I think Monsters Inc. does the same thing as well.
Following your dream?
Yeah.
I mean, Mike does become a comedian at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and Mike Wazowski, you know, he has trouble scaring people, and then he becomes a.
That's
really
Monsters
good one.
University. You're getting them mixed up.
He's horrible at it, isn't he not?
yeah, he does become good at it at the end.
Of scaring people?
Yeah, because remember
he's like
that's how
scaring people
because
at the end.
he's the one who comes up with making kids laugh instead of scaring them.
That's right. Yeah, never mind.
Sorry, my
Monsters
bad.
Anyway, Ratatouille I think does some pretty cool stuff visually in the way that they portray the taste of food. I think that is probably the coolest way the sense of taste has ever been portrayed. The way the colors pop in the black and white and the way they go across the screen. I think there's a really cool story about following your dream and your passion and not being stuck or following in someone's footsteps or doing necessarily what your parents say or the institutions or the man or whatever you want to call it. I think
Monsters Inc. does it also.
Monsters Inc. is not about following your dream.
It's not about following your dreams, but not doing what people tell you to do. They totally do that. Caring for a human child that was forbidden.
Yeah.
This is forbidden. All right, let's.
And plus, it's got the Mario voice in there. Mike Wazowski. Like it's got that in there.
Nancy's here. How's it going?
Let's are we in agreement that Toy Story 3 is number 5?
I think we're in agreement on that.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, yeah.
I know Max is gonna have.
I would. But
pulling the
our panelists, I would put it. I consider what we have. I can live with Toy Story 3 of 5.
Again, like if
Okay.
it were
We're
up for
fighting
me,
for 3 and 4 right now.
And I would do it Ratatouille at 3 and Monsters Inc. at 4.
I thought we established that Monsters Inc. was 3. I'm
All right.
perfectly. I'm
I'm voting for Monsters Inc. for 3.
I'm saying Monsters Inc.
So there we go. It's in. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in, everybody at home. There you go.
God.
Top 5.
Hold on. Well,
There's no way on planet Earth we're doing all 18.
No, this is when it gets easy now. It's gonna get easy now.
this is gonna be easy.
Oh
So
my
Toy
God.
Story number 1, number 2. The
If
Incredibles.
Max types as slow as this, it's gonna take for way too long.
take forever.
It's gonna be longer than the
so
script
we
reading
already have
episode.
Number 1's Toy Story. Number 2 is Incredibles. Number 3 is Monsters Inc. Number 4 is Ratatouille. Number 5 is Toy Story 3. Okay.
Yes.
You could type it so then we know. The audience doesn't need to know. All right.
Now we gotta go dig in the
6.
trash for the ones.
No, I already think Inside Out is number 6. I think
All
that's
right,
an easy one.
fine. Inside Out's number 6.
Like, I
I'm
think
fine
that's
with
easy.
that.
Up could be 7. Wally could be 7.
Wait, I need to know what the
Wally
other.
can be number
Well,
9.
we
Do you
have-
need to know
okay.
what's
Son of a
left?
bitch.
Yeah, we have the ones that we have left that we put in the
Mid?
dumpster.
You want mid or dumpster? Because we have other stuff in
We
mid.
have the mid. That's the thing I'm looking
We
at.
have
right
the
now.
mid. Yeah, dumpster ones are going to be dumpster.
So I honestly think number 6 is Inside Out.
Yeah,
It-
Inside
it-
Out.
it
That's
has-
the only
it
other.
has to be.
That's the only other one.
That's the one that I think should be like number 3 on this
I'm
list.
in
I
agreement
would
on
put-
that. And I haven't seen the movie, so yeah.
I'd put
I don't
up
like
before
Ratat-
Inside Out.
I
I would put up before.
You know
Inside
what?
Out.
You know what, Max? Since I know that the top 5 did not go your way at all. we could put Up in front of Inside Out.
All right.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm okay with this.
I can live with that.
Okay,
And then 7 will be Inside Out.
sure.
And 8 is Wally,
I
right,
think
guys?
8 is Wally.
Let me see what we got. Yeah, I know. Like Brave is not. Yeah, just put yes.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're putting what? What is 8?
Wally.
Wally.
And then Finding Nemo.
I
Then
think
Finding
Brave.
Nemo.
I think Brave.
Then Brave. Then Finding Nemo. Finding
Brave, then
Nemo's number
Finding
10.
Nemo. Fuck Finding Nemo.
Max has seen them. Max, choose. You're the deciding vote.
I would pick Nemo over Brave.
Okay, there you go.
I'd put Nemo over Brave.
Now,
Okay, so
we're getting into a weird area where
Max gets to make a lot of decisions.
no,
Max and Mario.
We're getting into a weird area where I would we threw out Toy Story 2 really quickly because we knew it was the weakest of the three.
That is
and
true.
A Bug's Life.
And A Bug's Life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would put both of those above Finding Nemo.
And Cars 3.
That is true, too.
And Cars 3.
I mean,
I would put Toy Story 2 in the top 10, honestly.
All right.
So-
I'd slide 2 in there. 2's history is really interesting as well.
Slide Toy Story 2 in our DMs right now. Make that number 10.
Slide it in at number 9. Kick Finding Nemo to the freaking curb.
Okay, sure. Let's do that.
All right,
So
so
number
9 is Toy Story 2.
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
I'm fine with, putting what's it called? What else do we have here?
Finding
A
Nemo.
Bug's Life? Let's put A Bug's Life over
Oh, yeah.
Finding Nemo.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
A
do
Bug's
that.
Life. I would rather watch that.
Come on, really?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
What's
let's
going
do
on?
that.
Finding Nemo, guys.
Let's get nasty, guys. Let's
I thought-
put Bug's
Yeah,
Life.
let's get crazy, guys.
Let's do shots of touch. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. I put A Bug's Life in at 10. What we
Okay.
have left. What we have
Okay.
left is
Now you can-
Finding Nemo,
Now you could put Finding Nemo.
All right, fine.
Cars,
Hold on. Finding Nemo, Cars 1, 2, and 3. Brave.
Monsters University,
Okay,
The Good
here.
Dinosaur, and Finding
Now-
Dory.
Now let's get crazy. Let's put Brave next and then Finding Nemo.
All right. Now you're really just trying to get Brave as close to the top as possible. All right. Legitimately out of what we've got left, I do think Nemo is 11.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
fine.
Put Nemo at 11.
And then
Nemo,
you can appease Michael and put Brave 12.
Yes.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this.
Just because he is going to make Michael
time.
will make a stronger argument for Brave than any of us will for the other 6 or 7 we have left.
I think Cars should be after Brave then.
Real quick before I type this in, I think Cars 3 is better than Brave, but I know I'm the only one that's seen it.
Yeah, you're gonna lose that.
In a way, like I said, I've heard Cars 3 is really good.
What if it was Cars 3, Brave, Cars?
Okay, let's look at. Here's how we're gonna choose this. Metacritic.
Okay.
Oh, that broken system?
Oh, I know. Rotten
Our
Tomatoes.
own system.
I meant Rotten Tomatoes.
And I know, believe me saying Cars, I could have said Cars 3 is the best movie of them all, and no one I mean, you would have argued with me, but like none of you have seen it, which is kind of what makes Cars 3
Cars
a
3
weird spot.
Cars 3 has a 67% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
I'm looking at Brave right now.
Brave has not Braveheart.
Brave has
Although
Brave
Can you
has
put Braveheart on this list?
Brave has
actually
a,
funny. Braveheart and Brave have the same Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah, they do.
Oh, no way.
78%.
All right. Then, based off Rotten Tomatoes, I'll throw Brave in at 12.
And then Cars 3.
Okay.
Hold on. Cars 1, 2, and 3. Monsters University, The Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory. Correct? That was the last 6.
Yes.
Yes.
Max, we're out of my wheelhouse. I've not seen any of these, except for Cars 1. Which I thought
Monsters
was
University
deep.
before Cars 1 and 2.
No, I think Monster University should go down.
Ooh, really?
You didn't like it that much?
I think Michael did not like Monsters University.
Yeah, that should go down. I don't think it's the last one.
Wait, hold
think-
on. Why did you hate it so much if
It's
you like
better than I know.
just-
Is it better than Cars?
Again, like I think it did the Toy Story 3 thing with give using the same characters and all that stuff and playing with
Yeah.
emotions and stuff.
Agreed.
But it didn't do a really good job of it. I really don't care about their college experiences. I really don't, at all. And I don't know. It wasn't interesting at all.
Okay.
It did nothing for me.
I mean, that means something coming from you, so I'd say we slot it pretty low.
Like I said, I love the universe of it. I think it's cool, but
Max, if you feel strongly about Cars 3, then go for it. Only caveat, Cars 2 is last.
yeah, Cars 2.
I mean, I do think Cars 2 is better than Cars 1. but I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue with anyone about the position of Cars 2. It was funny though. Kotaku the other day did write an article. They're like, Cars 2 wasn't sucky. It was okay. Like they were like, it's an okay movie. But I think just Cars 1 gave it such a bad rep that it was hard to overcome. And then Larry the Cable Guy is tough too.
Now Cars got a 74. What did Cars 2 get?
Well, we're not going to do Rotten Tomatoes.
Cars 2 got a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I was going to say, I thought it reviewed really poorly.
Whoa.
Oh, God. That's worse than I ever thought. Jesus.
It's still not as bad as Suicide Squad, right?
Does that have the negative percent?
Okay. So like we said, we have Cars 1, 2, 3. We have Monsters University, Good Dinosaur, and Dory. I think out of all that we have left, I do think Cars 3 is the best out of what we have.
All right, put it.
I would put Cars 3 at 13.
Put it at 13. That's fine with it.
That's fine. I'm not gonna fight for Cars. I think Cars.
The only person that would fight for Cars is John Lasseter.
14 though, I say Monsters Inc. is better than any of the Cars movies though. Monsters University. I'm sorry.
I think Cars should be the next one.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Cars, but
here's the thing: I talk shit about Cars all the fucking time, dude. I don't like the concept of Cars.
Which ones have you seen out of the remaining list, though, Michael?
I've seen Cars 2. Wait, okay, let me see here, because it's mostly the latter stuff.
So we got Finding Dory, Cars 2.
I've seen Cars,
Good Dinosaur, and Dory.
So I just haven't seen Good Dinosaur, Dory, and 3.
I've seen enough where I'm like, that's at the end. That's at the back. That's 17, if not 18.
Like I am fine with putting University at 17.
Let's work up from the bottom. What is last? Cars 2?
Cars 2.
Cars 2 is last.
Good Dinosaur.
Okay, so Cars 2 is 18. Max, you've seen The Good Dinosaur. Do you agree that that's 17?
I like it more than Cars.
All right, fine. Cars 1.
Again, I'm not gonna fight for Cars. I haven't seen The Good Dinosaur.
We've talked about Cars more than I would ever have liked to the rest of my life.
But
so
we
Cars
also,
2, Cars 1.
We haven't gone in depth on Cars at all. We just like, I don't like it.
I don't think any of us have name dropped Lightning McQueen once or such a chow.
No. All right.
So Cars 2, Cars 1.
The Good Dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur.
Then on University.
I thought we said Cars 2 was last.
It is last.
Cars 2 is last.
That is last.
I'm counting from the bottom. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
And
Cars
now we
2, Cars, Good Dinosaur. I would do Monsters University and then Finding Dory.
You put Finding Dory over Monsters University?
Yes.
I haven't seen it, so go ahead and do whatever.
Fine.
So then that would mean 14's Finding Dory.
Yep.
Just finish through the list.
Yeah,
and then we'll read it out.
Keep.
Make sure you spell it all correctly.
I'm doing my very best.
Because that's very important, Max.
It is important.
All right.
This is good.
So here is the official Model Citizens Media Pixar movie list, top 18.
Jesus Christ.
Top 18 list. Number 18. Number 18 is Cars 2 because it's fucking hot garbage.
Hot balls.
Number 17 is Cars because it's fucking hot garbage. Number 16 is The Good Dinosaur because nobody's seen it but Max. Number 15 is Monsters University because I don't really think it's that good. 14 is Finding Dory because fuck the Nemo universe.
Jeez.
Cars 3 is number 13 because again, Max saw it. Number 12 is Brave because I love it. Number 11 is Finding Nemo. I don't know why. Number 10 is A Bug's Life because that's where it should belong. That's where it belongs. Number 9 is Toy Story 2. Number 9 is Toy Story 2. Number 8 is Wall-E. I think that should be number 10.
I think Toy Story 2 and Bug's Life should be above that.
Yeah, but whatever. Number 7 is Inside Out, which is a mistake. Number 6 is Up.
Jeez.
Number 5 is Toy Story 3. Number 4 is Ratatouille. Number 3 is Monsters Inc. Another mistake. Number 2 is The Incredibles, and number 1 is Toy Story.
All right.
You know what's really funny? We started this podcast an hour ago, and literally the first thing I said was, "Hey, let's just all agree that 1 should be Toy Story and 2 should be Incredibles." And you fought back against me, all of you.
Yeah.
We can't beat you.
The problem is that so many people disagreed with the Monsters Inc. thing.
Yeah.
That yeah, and it's really sad.
I have a question. Where do you think Coco is going to fit on this list?
That was kind of what I wanted to bring up. If we had enough time, I was going to talk about their upcoming films and kind of.
I'm actually super excited for Coco.
Me too.
Coco looks pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks different.
I've seen a trailer for it. No idea what that is.
It's like
he's got a Mexican boy and he has a guitar.
Play guitar.
His name is Maximum Cortez.
Nope.
So there are upcoming movies that are officially announced. There's only 3 right now. There's Coco, which comes out later this year. There's The Incredibles 2, which is next summer, June 15th. And then Toy Story 4, which is 2019.
Which I don't think should even happen, honestly.
I don't think
it shouldn't happen. I'm interested in the story, though. Do you guys know what the initial pitch is?
I do, and I'm kind of mad.
Doesn't he get AIDS?
Well, that'd be great. It's just Philadelphia.
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's just the love story between Bo Peep and Woody. So
that's the part I wanted to keep out, because that's what I loved about 3 was the fact that she could be dead. We don't know.
Well, I don't think it's a sequel. I think it is
a prequel.
I think it's a prequel.
What?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's
don't do this to us. Don't reintroduce Andy and make that Toy Story 3 even
Toy Story
sadder.
4, the 4th one is being planned.
I don't think it is.
What do you think the big twist is? We finally see the dad.
There's no way it would be a prequel because they introduced all those dumb new characters that Bonnie owned or whatever, and I think they're going to be part of it moving forward too.
You mean Totoro?
Dude,
and isn't Ham dead or Mr. Potato Head dead? Their voice actor.
Slinky Dog.
Slinky Dog, aka.
But he died a while ago.
Ham just died.
I was gonna say I thought Ham just died.
Oh yeah, Cliff Clavin died from Cheers. I forgot.
Shit, he's dead.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah. Why are you making this movie?
Wait, how is he Kingdom Hearts 3?
It will not be a continuation of the 3rd film, but will instead be a standalone sequel. So it's a sequel.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's by itself. Variety revealed the head of story was the co-director.
This doesn't seem good, dude. That's definitely on the bottom of my list for sure.
Focus on a romance between Woody and Bo Peep.
Nope.
Its story will be built on the fact that Bo Peep was absent from the main story in Toy Story 3 with Woody and Buzz trying to find and bring her back. So it is a sequel where they try to find Bo Peep.
She got hooked up on drugs. That's why she's not in 3.
I'm gonna go out on a ledge here. I bet they find her.
It's gonna get real dark, guys. Okay, so I think it's safe to say out of the 3 official, they have 3 other unannounced projects. So obviously we can't scale those. I think out of the 3, obviously the one we're most excited for is Incredibles 2.
Absolutely.
Probably.
Oh, we've been asking for that movie for 15 years.
Yeah. I'm really excited for Coco though. I'm super excited.
Coco looks interesting. It's also, their first original movie since Inside Out.
Wasn't Brave original or no?
Since Inside Out.
Inside Out. Okay.
Inside Out was the most recent original one.
Well, The Good Dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, come on, Max.
Was Inside Out before or after? Oh yeah, do you guys know the story of The Good Dinosaur? Like the history of it?
Yeah, it's like a really old project.
It had a rough development. Same with Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2's story is interesting, but I digress. I'm excited for Toy Story 4 only because it's more Toy Story, and I'm curious to see what they do.
And they need synergy with Kingdom Hearts because Toy Story is going to be in Kingdom Hearts, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to take place between 2 and 3, though.
Okay, one more question for me personally out of this list, and I know the answer. If I was to watch, out of the ones I haven't seen, which ones should I make sure that I see? Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Yes. That's it.
Well, okay.
That's it.
Share with us the ones you haven't seen again.
I saw like half of Wall-E, and then I made out with the girl. I saw like 3/4 of Up, and then I think I had to stop watching it, and I was like, don't really
finish Wall-E, watch Inside Out, and that's it.
I would finish Up.
Or Up.
Have you seen Brave?
No.
You should watch Brave.
There you go.
What about Finding Dory?
No.
Dude.
Not worth it.
I would watch it.
What about Monsters University?
I'd
Fuck that
check
shit, dude.
it out.
I own
I'd
that
say
one.
Check it out.
I would watch the sequels to the older movies, and I would watch Inside Out, and I would finish the two you didn't.
I would say
and
fuck
Brave.
the old, in with new. Watch Brave and watch Inside Out.
I like Monsters University because it reminded me of
Really,
Harry
I
Potter.
think it's an easier list to what to avoid.
There you go.
That's fine. I just won't watch Cars or Finding Dory. There we go.
There you go.
All done.
If Cars 3 ended up on Netflix, which it very well probably will, since other Pixar
Finding
stuff is,
Dory's on
I'd
Netflix.
put it on if it was on Netflix.
You know why I also don't like Cars? Because I do not like the sound of Owen Wilson's voice, and that is what you have to listen to.
Well, then, then I guess that means Cars 2 is your favorite Cars movie. Then, Logan.
Wow.
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 Wow. Wow.
Ka-chow.
It's inside the computer.
All right.
In the computer.
I think that's it.
All
that's
right.
it.
That was
I
it.
think we're
Get us
done.
out of here, Mike.
Yeah,
Get
we're
us
out of
this
here.
fucking rat hole.
Thank you all
Somebody's
for
poisoned the water hole.
Yeah, thank you for listening to us poison the water hole. There's a snake in my boot, and this was the Bottle Citizens Show. Make sure to check out the website once again at www.modelcitizensmedia.com, where you can find shows like Beneath the Pixel.
Hey,
For the love of God, can you just say it right once, man? Someone is going to Google the wrong show name.
Yeah, but like we might say it so much that when you Google it, it still brings it to Behind the Pixel.
That's not how search engine optimization works.
When you put it in
That
the
is not
text
true. That is not true. I just learned this today. Slipknot's website is not Slipknot. It's slipknot1.com.
Okay, Max, if for your own benefit, in the tags, you should put in Behind the Pixel, comma, Beneath the Pixel.
that's actually a really good idea.
You guys are monsters.
And no, and you know what? On a real level, I don't think it's necessarily my fault, because some people might just have a forgetful mind and be like, "What's that show called? Is it Beneath the Pixel?" And then they search Beneath the Pixel, they still find it. Just saying.
On a serious note, Behind the Pixel is one of my favorite shows that we produce.
Yeah, actually, like I told Max before, like my friend's brother-in-law listens to it. He's not really that into video games, and he just finds it really interesting. So good job, Max.
I did it.
Yeah, so listen to Behind the Pixel. Beneath the Pixel.
Hey, can we, since we're releasing it on the same day, can we say who the guest is?
No, because this is already live.
Oh, well,
I am going
uh,
notice it.
Okay, anyway, yeah, you can watch Reeling in the Years on there, which is, we're going to have a new episode really soon.
When's that going up?
On a serious note, that's one of my favorite things that we produce.
And I actually have to ask you a question about that.
God, Mario.
And then you could listen to Millennial Gaming Speak, where you could listen to two cute boys talk about video games.
On a serious note, that's one of my favorite things we produce.
God, Mario.
What, racism?
he's a big fan of the content. Hashtag content.
Yeah, you can follow Mario at that Mario Rivera on Twitter. You can follow Max at Max White, and you can follow Logan at Moreman12. You can follow me at Super_Ruse. You can follow the website at Model Pods. I remembered it. Yeah, because I messed it up with the other podcast. And I think is that it? Oh, and email us at modelcitizensmedia@gmail.com for any questions, concerns, complaints, suggestions, whatever.
Yeah,
you
I've
want.
been getting a lot of complaints for my YouTube video I posted. So sorry about that.
Who complained to you about that?
Nobody, my girlfriend.
Well, that sounds like a Mario problem. And yeah, and lastly, please subscribe. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We don't have a URL yet, and we would really like to have one. So if you subscribe, one step closer to getting there. So yeah, and that, I believe, is it. Thank you, everybody, for listening or watching.